championship going down. Nothing to something I won. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the f out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, though. You either with me or win, 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 win. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win.
Test, 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 1, 2, test, check, check. Testing 1, 2, 3, YouTube Live. Check, check, YouTube Live. Test, Sherry, test, test.
Volleyball fans, welcome to the Currie Center for tonight's
Perfect. Thanks, Sherry.
Preseason exhibition match between the visiting Dalhousie Tigers and your UNB
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
REDS.
I'm going to turn it over to the floor announcer. You're watching AUS men's volleyball action. The UNB Reds taking on the Dalhousie Tigers. Be back in just a moment.
Line Judge 1 is Stefan Nudo, and Line Judge 2 is John Hamilton. First up, introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Tigers.
Number 4, Andrew Arsenault. Number 14, the captain, Quentin Dowling. Number 9, Ted Graveson. Number 6, Malachi Shannon. Number 11, Sartaj Sidhu. Number 12, Jeffrey Walton. And the liberos, number 3, Arcel Shijan. And number 13, Justin Cross. The head coach is Dan Ota. And now the starting lineup for your UNB Reds. From New Maryland, number 1, Bradley Merriweather. From Fredericton, number 2, Nick Glenn. From Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, number 7, Eduardo Lucchesi. From Ljubljana, Slovenia, number 11, Eric Kodrick. From Bobble Hill, Nova Scotia, number 15, Thomas Vickers. From Wolfville, Nova Scotia, the captain, number 16, Brad Stewart. And from Lethbridge, Alberta, the libero, number 4, Nate Haben. Your head coach is Dan McMorran.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Jacobson up here in the nosebleeds, bringing you live AUS men's volleyball preseason action. The guests from Halifax, the Dal Tigers, in white and black. In black and white, it's the host, the UNB Reds. Starting lineup for the visiting Tigers: number 4, Andrew Arsenault; number 7, Ethan Boyd; number 1, Caleb Campbell; number 13, Justin. Sorry. Let's start again. Number 4, Andrew Arsenault; number 14, Quentin Dowling; Number 9, Ted Gravison. Number 6, Malachi Shannon. Number 11, Sartaj Sidhu. And number 12, Jeffrey Walton. Head coach Dan Oda in his 23rd year, and assistant coach Matthew Donovan. Your starting lineup for the UNB men's side: number 1, Bradley Merriweather. Number 2, Nick Glenn. The libero, Nate Hayburn, is number 4. Number 7, Eduardo Lucchese. Number 11, Eric Kodrick. 15, Thomas Vickers. And the captain, number 16, Bradley Stewart.
Back to serve for the Reds, going to be number 1, Bradley Merriweather.
And Bradley Merriweather going back to serve now for UNB, number 1. Ball put away by number 6, Malachi Shannon. Going to apologize right off the top. The roster that I'm working off of for the Dal Tigers is not in order, so typically when you glance at a jersey, you can quickly find the name on the sheet. Well, the numbers are not in order, so it's all jumbled, so I'm going to have to search for jersey numbers, and hopefully it'll improve as time goes on when I get to know the names of the players. But it's been a couple of years since we've seen any live volleyball action, so the rosters have changed quite substantially. Malachi Shannon back to serve for the Tigers. Dal leads now 2-1. Lucchese rips that one from the right side up into the rafters. New Brunswick boy Andrew Arsenault can't handle that one. Arsenault's best friends with my little cousin Avery. Quick shout out to Ave, who's watching from the land of Acadia. Down in the valley. Lucchese with a easy spin to start us off here. That ball ripped hard, but misses the brown hard court. Heads over to the UNB bench, and that'll be a point for the Reds. Lucchese, now in his 3rd year, hails from Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. Been a welcome addition to the Reds club since arriving here on campus a couple of years ago. He's got a big, heavy serve. He's just getting it warmed up, folks. Merriweather handles that. Set just a little bit off, so roll shot to the Dal side of the table. Little volley over action. Gonna have to push it further and harder than that to get by that UNB wall, that is for certain. Lucchese still serving. UNB up now 4-2. See if he unloads here. Getting heavier every time. Nick Glenn gets credit for that kill for UNB. They now lead Dal by 3. 5-2 now is the score. Super early here in the first set. Lucchese takes a lot off that one, trying to catch Dal off guard. 3-man block at the net that time. The whole front row, 15, 16, and 12.
This time by number 15, Thomas Vickers.
Vickers getting credit for it. He teamed up with Stewart.
Timeout, Dalhousie.
And head coach Dan Oda, quick to call a timeout before this one gets away. UNB now to a quick lead, 6-2 here in the first.
Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. I didn't have a 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, like a light, like a light. Slept through the flight for the night. 767 minutes. Got double bedroom, man. I still got schools to settle, man. I crept down the block. Made a right, put the lights, pay the price, think it's sweet. It's on sight, nothing nice. Baggage on my ice, just a dice, checks over stripes, that's what I like, that's what we like. Lost my respect, we not a threat. When I shoot my shot, waiting like I'm Shaq, see the shot.
Pretty good crowd on hand here at the Richard J. Currie Center. People are excited to see live sports, let alone live volleyball, so it's great to see a good crowd here to support these two teams so early in the season. A high hard hit by number 12, Jeffrey Walton. He goes off a couple of UNB defenders, and out of play it goes.
Now serving for the Tigers, it's going to be number 9, Ted Gravison.
Ted Gravison back to serve now. Coach Oda giving him a little word of advice, perhaps where to serve that ball. Placement being key. And Nick Glynn, high-flying acrobatic out there on the wing, just drills that to the heart of the court. Didn't even notice Nick Glynn. He's got a new haircut. Net call there by JP Demers. Should mention our officials. JP is the R2. He's down on the floor. Up on the stand is R1, Matt Van Ralte. We have two lines officials here this evening. We have John Hamilton. John's been away for the last year or so, working out west, or in the up north, I should say. And Stefan Nadeau is on the other corner. Oh, big block. Lynn and Kodrick teaming up. Shut that down. Quick shout out here. Want to say hi to UNB head coach Dan McMorrin's son, Finn. Finn McMorrin is watching from his hotel with his buddies Grady Coy and Owen Flynn. Well, there's some names that I recognize. While they're attending a Team Canada Beach ID camp. So good luck to that Fredericton crew. If they're anything like their parents, they're good group of athletes, that's for sure. So I'm glad they're tuning in, watching this from their hotel room. Glad to have you on board, guys. Good luck with the ID camp. And the captain back to serve now for UNB, Bradley Stewart. And Jeffrey Walton completely unloads out there in the wing. He was looking for a touch call, and he's going to get it. And Walton will go back to serve. Lucchese to Vickers. They run middle. Bodies flying everywhere. Oh, Kodrick through the middle. Nice set there by Merriweather. Good choice. One-on-one through the middle, and it's Kodrick who gets the kill.
Battle set number 15, Thomas Vickers, back to serve for the Reds.
Trouble now on the Dow side. Big battle at the net. Arsenault got out-muscled by Merriweather. Oh. But I guess the Reds couldn't keep it in control, and Arsenault had a good wipe there. Glynn. Ooh. He can't climb the net. I've tried it. They call it every time. Nick Glynn back to serve now for UNB. UNB out to a commanding lead here early on, 12-5. Glynn, number 2, jump float to the heart of the court. Walton handles that easily. Out to big man Arsenault, who beats it off Merriweather's hands, and into the stands it goes. Souvenir for some young fan, I'm sure. Now you can't keep the ball. I used that line about an hour ago in the women's match. Not any funnier right now either. Quentin Dowling, the setter for Dow, back to serve. And he can't reach that one. That's a ball there by Vickers, who finds the middle of the court. UNB up 13-6. Eric Kodrick back to serve for UNB, number 11. Arsenal handles that. Quentin Dowling out to number 9, Ted Gravison. He puts that away for a point. Dow now 7, UNB 13.
Serving for the Tigers will be number 4, Andrew Arsenault.
Andrew Arsenault back to serve now for the Tigers. Lucchese beats that hard, and it's shanked over to the Tigers bench. UNB scores their 14th of the evening here. Bradley Merriweather will go back to serve now for the Reds.
Big block there by number 16, Brad Stewart, and number 15, Thomas Vickers.
Stewart and Vickers team up to build that wall. Gives UNB their 15th of the evening, now leading 15-7. Midway point of first set over the guests, the Dal Tigers. Merriweather with a good serve. Walton beats it again into 15 and 16. Stewart and Vickers show here at the Currie Center. And that'll bring us to the technical timeout. It's UNB 16, Dal 7. Momentum all on the red side of the court. Come back in a few moments. We'll have more live action from the Richard J. Currie Center. You're watching AUS TV. Actually, no, you're not. You're watching YouTube Live. My bad. Welcome back. After that technical timeout, Bradley Merriweather is still serving for UNB, number 1. He's the setter. May have just jinxed him. He sailed that one into the black squares.
Serving for the Tigers, number 6, Malachi Shannon.
Malachi Shannon back to serve for the Tigers, number 6. Vickers handled that. Lucchese's little tip shot just off the fingers of Walton and dribbles down his shoulder. And Lucchese will go back to serve for UNB, number 7. UNB putting it to the Tigers here early on, 17-8. Throws up the spin. It's a heavy ball. Oh, big one-on-one block out there. Walton beats it into the hands of Thomas Vickers, but Vickers just can't control it. What a battle out there. Middle to Stewart. It's the Bradley and Brad show. Merriweather to Stewart. Stewart will go back to serve now for UNB. The Reds are doubling the Tigers, 18-9. That float handled well by Walton. Merriweather. Pipe ball to Lucchese. Dal gets hands on it just enough to slow it down, but they can't keep it alive. sense a timeout in the works. Dan Oda watching his crew let this one slip away. UNB leads by 10. Dal can't control it. Kodrick there for the slam dunk at the net. UNB 20, Dal 9. Stewart gets ready, float serve at Walton, he handles it fairly easy. Downing runs middle. Sidhu will score, and Walton will go back to serve for the Tigers.
Serving for the Tigers, number 12, Jeffrey Walton.
Kept alive there, an errant bump. Merriweather has to handle it. Oh. Back bump set. High risk play. Dal controlling this one now. Arsenault unloads, he'll score. And Jeffrey Walton will serve again for the Tigers, number 12. Outside hitter, 6'3" in his 4th year of engineering. Hails from Sudbury, Ontario. Nick Glenn giving a little bit of trouble on that one. Soft roll shot, picked up by the lib from Dal. Walton, pipe ball, handled by UNB. Communication snap there by UNB, and it's Vickers beating it off Sidhu for the 21st point of the match. 21-11, UNB leading. Fully in control here. Thomas Vickers throws it up. The lib for Dal. Justin Cross handled that one well. Sartaj Sidhu back now to serve for the Tigers, number 11. Let's get a good float. Catch the tape. Vickers skying out there on the wing. I'm sorry, that's Nick Glynn.
Glynn now back to serve for the Reds.
My apologies. But you got to cut me some slack. It's been a couple of years since we've seen any live volleyball, so my apologies if I mess up the names from time to time, more than I normally do. Merriweather to Lucchese. Everyone was on their heels expecting a big bomb. He tips that neatly to the floor, and not a Dal player to be found to pick that one up. Nick Glynn now will serve number 2 for UNB. Arsenault can't control it. That's a freebie for Lucchese, who makes no mistakes there. And now UNB 1 point away from putting set number 1 in the history books. It's 24-12. It's been all UNB primarily here in the first set. Glynn sails that one long. The setter, Quentin Dowling, back to serve for Dal, number 14. Lucchese handles that. Merriweather goes back to him. No, sir. Hits it long. No touch call. That's a point for Dal. Little float serve by Dowling, drops just before the 3-meter line and gives UNB all kinds of trouble on serve reception. Starting to claw their way back in, but they can't afford any mistakes. UNB's 24, Dal 15. Merriweather Codrick. Walton got all of it, but just couldn't slow it down, and over it goes to the UNB bench, and UNB will take that one. Set score 25-15. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back with set number 2 with more live, fast-paced action from the Richard J. Currie Center. You're watching live AUS preseason volleyball. The UNB Reds hosting the Dal Tigers. Back in a few minutes. Just before we get set to start set number 2, a quick shout out here to John Biggie Stavert, who is watching, I assume, from the island. I'm sure where Biggie is now, but I'm glad you found the YouTube live channel, pal. Good to have you along. Also want to send a special hello to my sweetie Samantha, who's watching from Edmundston. Good to have you along. Didn't know you were such a volleyball fan. So UNB made quick work of that one. 25-15 was a set score for number 1. Always curious to see what the coaches will do in the subsequent sets with their lineups. Will they keep them the same? Are they going to throw in some new faces to give some... Looks like Dal's got a few changes on their side. UNB... Well, Samantha didn't hear it. Hope she's listening now. Good to have you along, Samantha. Didn't know you're such a big volleyball fan. Glad you could join. UNB's lineup looks to be the same. Dal has a new guy in, number 7, Ethan Boyd. Bradley Merriweather is going to start us off for the UNB side, number 1. Getting some last-minute instruction from head coach Dan McMorran. Dan McMorran is in his 18th season at the helm of the Reds. Was also honored with the U Sports Coach of the Year in 2011. Big block there by UNB. UNB quickly out to a 2-0 lead. Merriweather serves again, jump float. Handled by Boyd. They put it away so quick, it's hard for me to glance down at the sheet to check the jersey numbers with names. By the time I do that, the play is over. Apologies for that. Merriweather will go back to serve again for UNB. Walton. Been looking for a touch call. Not going to get it from the lines official. And that'll be another point for the Reds.
For the Reds, number 1, Bradley Merriweather.
Merriweather serve that time goes into the net, and Dow will score their first point. Jeffrey Walton back to serve now for Dow. Nick Glenn, a little bit of trouble there. Merriweather has to bump set that out to Lucchese, who just shoves it over. Dow will now run their offense. Massive block by Lucchese, one-on-one with number 9, Ken Gravelson. Gonna have to become more creative to get around big Lucchese. Eduardo throws it up, lays into it, but too far. Dow lets it go.
Back to serve for the Tigers, number 11, Sartaj Sidhu.
Number 11 back to serve for Dow, Sartaj Sidhu. Let's get a good jump float here. They may have just jinxed them into the little black squares. Point for the Reds. And that'll bring the captain back to serve, number 16, Brad Stewart. Set seemed to be a little bit low there for Ethan Boyd. Not even sure he hit the UNB blockers or if it was all tape. UNB now leads by 5. It's 7-2 here in the second set. Trouble here now for Dow. They're just going to have to send it over. It'll be a freebie for UNB to run their offense. Pipe ball to Lucchese, who absolutely destroys it, but kept alive. Great defense on the Dow side. And it looks like a net call on UNB. No, rather it was on the other side of the antenna. Terrific defense there by the Tigers to dig those balls up. A couple of heavy hit balls by the Reds. Casey handles that, goes to Merriweather. Of course, he went to Vickers in the back, but he was met by a couple of big Dow defenders. Good rip there that time by Boyd.
Serving for the Tigers will be number 9, Ted Gravison.
Ted Gravison back to serve now for Dow, number 9. You could hear that up here. That went off the tip of Kodrick's finger. Kapok. And out of play it goes. Yes, that's right. I do sound effects as well. Another one of my many useless talents. Merriweather takes a look around. He goes middle to Kodrick, but he's stopped in the middle. Dug up by UNB smartly. And that ball drilled and takes UNB lib Nate Hayburn right in the numbers. Not too pleased with himself, but not a whole lot you could do there. It's all about survival when you got a ball drilled at your chest. Dow back in this one. We're all tied at 7. Good pass there by Hayburn. Merriweather runs Glynn on the outside. He'll score easily. Soft little roll shot. Vickers back to serve for UNB. A tip shot by Dal, picked up easily by UNB. Glynn on the outside, roll shot to the baseline, picked up there by Walton, and he'll get fed in the pipe. And Hayburn can't control that at the baseline on the UNB side. Ethan Boyd back to serve for Dal, number 7. Joseph the net, Merriweather, and the Dal defenders. Dowling gives chase. And here goes to Walton, who beats it high off hands over towards the UNB bench. Lucchese gave chase, but just ran out of real estate. Dal now with their first lead, I believe, of the match. It's 9-8 Tigers. Nick Glynn to Merriweather, back to Glynn on the wing, beats it down the line, but just out of play, and no touch on that one. Timeout, UNB, Dan McMorran looking to slow things down as Dal inching ahead by 2 points. It's now 10-8 Dal Tigers over the UNB Reds. Ethan Boyd still serving for Dal as we get set to resume action here from the Richard J. Currie Center at the University of New Brunswick campus in Fredericton. Casey just can't dial it in perfectly. Merriweather gives chase, and over it comes. Battle at the net. Caudrick and Merriweather jousting with Dal defenders. Walton lays a beating on it. Merriweather, Caudrick stop him. Caudrick picks that one up. Lucchese at the baseline. Nick Glenn goes high off hands. Good rally here, good exchange. Dal looking for a touch call on that, but they're not going to get it. Boyd sails it long. And UNB now within 1. It's 9-10 in the second set. And a special shout out to my mother, who's now watching from Naquik. Thanks for tuning in, Mom. Doing a quick wipe of the floor. Still don't understand why the officials are using those big white towels. There's a product called the Yankee that should be being used in these situations. Shameless plug, I know. Number 2 back to serve for UNB, Nick Glynn. Dowling, he goes back row ball to 9. Gravison. His attempt was into the little black squares, and that's a point for UNB. We're all tied up at 10. Good crowd on hand here. There was an equally good crowd for the UNB women's match that was played just before this. They were playing the guests from Dalhousie University as well. Dal women's took that one 3 straight sets. Malachi Shannon with a good serve for the Tigers. Lucchese tries to hit that sharp cross, but into the net. Shannon will serve again for Dal. Did Lucchese touch it? Looks like he did. Not sure if he meant for that to just look cute and pull his hands away and accidentally touch it. Seemed like he knew it was going out though. But anyway, it's a point for Dal regardless. Merriweather's gonna have to hustle to get that one. Smart shot there that time by Vickers, who didn't try to overpower it. He was just using the block for continuation. He saw hands, hit it into them, and allowed his team to continue on with play, and they end up scoring. Smart play there by Vickers. Eric Kodrick from Ljubljana, Slovenia. Vickers will score. A little confusion here now on the Dal side. They're trying to get things sorted out. Who's supposed to be where? And Kodrick will go back to serve again for the Reds. Just sails long. Our man, Stefan Nadeau, on the corner. Right there to see it go long. And that's a point for Dal. Dal setter number 14, Quentin Dowling, back to serve. Dal leads by 2. Huge communication gaffe on the Red side. Nobody moved a muscle. Dowling's short little soft float serve just falls on the 3-meter line. Coach McMorrin not pleased at all. Can't blame him. This time Lucchese picks it up. Merriweather forces the middle to Stewart. Walton, smart shot there, just places it just out of reach, off hands, and that'll bring us to the technical timeout. Dal leading 16-12. You're watching live AUS men's volleyball preseason action from the Currie Center. We'll be back in a few moments. Dowling back to serve for Dal as we get set here to resume play after the technical timeout. Great dig there by number 13, Justin Cross, to keep that alive for Dal. What an incredible pickup. Shot there by Seydoux in the middle, off UNB hands and out of play. Over bump, And another miscommunication there. Seydoux and Boyd, neither were sure who was going to take it, and in the end, nobody did, and it hit somebody's shoulder and fell on the ground. Substitution on the UNB side, Eduardo Lucchese, number 7, checking out, and in comes number 12, Callum Doherty. Lots of action on that float. Walton destroys it from the back. Big bomb by number 12. And Seydoux will go back to serve now for the Tigers. That overbump put away cleanly by Gravison. Subs happening again. Lucchese back in, and Doherty will go out. Dow now leads by 5. It's 19-14. And Sartaj Seydoux still serving for the Tigers. Vickers could hear the hands from way up here, and he'll score.
Serve go back to the Reds, number 16, Brad Stewart.
Bradley Stewart, the captain, will go back to serve now for UNB, number 16. Good up there by Lucchese. Nick Glynn drills it, but Dow player number 12, Walton, got a foot on it. And the rest of the Tiger pack chases it down to the carpet, but they're not able to recover. Good exchange there by both sides. Stewart gets ready to serve again, but not before Dan Oda calls a timeout. Dow leads 19-16. A much closer contest here in set number 2. Dow leading 19-16. If you're just joining us, set number 1 was pretty much all UNB. It was 25-15 is the final. UNB looking to claw their way back into this one. Stewart serves. Walton passes up. Oh, good dig by Walton there. Dow struggling now. UNB is going to transition. Merriweather goes pipe ball to Lucchese, who tips it to the heart of the court. Merriweather's forced to handle that one. Stewart out to Vickers, who muscles it through a couple of Dow blockers. Dow looking for a touch call, not going to get it. Ethan Boyd is faced with a wall of UNB defenders. Hits it long. Boyd goes one-on-one with Merriweather and wins that battle. Dow 20, UNB 17. Lucchese couldn't dial that in, forced Merriweather to Tried to get creative at the net to save it, just couldn't do it, and that'll be another point for Dal. It's 21-17 as Coach McMorrin calls another timeout. I'd like to thank a few of our sponsors: Remax East Coast Elite Realty, Subway, Peterbilt Atlantic, Greystone Brewing, Trias Group of Companies, Papa John's Pizza. Sounds like a dramatic pause, but I'm actually just reading the credits off of the big screen as they scroll through. Coors Light, Heineken 0.0. Gotta love that NA beer. McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Grant Thornton. Thank you to all our community partners for all you do for our UNB student athletes. We really appreciate your support. Here we go, back at it. Dal leading the UNB Reds 21-17 as number 9, Ted Gravison, goes back to serve. Gravison's a 6-foot outside hitter studying computer science at Dal. He's from Burnaby, British Columbia. Lucchese to Merriweather, who runs Kodrick through the middle. Feel the thunder. Big bomb through the middle. Cute.
Thomas Vickers down. Back to serve for the Reds.
And Thomas Vickers will go back to serve for the Reds, number 15. Boyd has trouble handling that. He'll have to volley one over. UNB in a bit of trouble themselves, and that'll be a point for the Tigers.
Serve for the Tigers, number 7, Ethan Boyd.
Ethan Boyd will go back to serve now for the white and black, number 7. Nick Glynn gets rewarded for a good pass, gets fed out there in the wing and buries it. Lots of back and forth here. Dal now 22, UNB 19. Nick Glynn, good hard float. And Walton tries to throw it through the UNB block. It was a good attempt, but UNB blockers, Merriweather and Kodrick were there, all set up, camped out there, and back on the Dal side of the table it goes. UNB now within 2. It's 20, serving 22. Nick Glynn back to the line. Hits the top of the tape, gets redirected, but Dal recovers. Lucchese handles it, Merriweather. And he'll go back row to Vickers. Thomas Vickers out of position 1. He puts the Reds within 1. And Coach Dan Oda, looking to settle his gang down, calls a timeout. The crowd here at the Currie Center starting to get into it. Many here wearing UNB garb, cheering on the home team. Here we go, back to live action. Nick Glynn starting us off after that timeout. That's tight, big UNB block. And that looks like it's outside the antenna. Nadeau is waving his flag with fury. Catches the attention of R1, Matt Van Ralte, who I'm sure saw it as well. It was right in front of his face. All tied up. 22 aside. Glynn still serving. Arsenal handles that one fairly well. Good push there by Dowling. UNB can't control their block though, and out of bounds it goes.
Serving for the Tigers, number 6, Malachi Shannon.
Malachi Shannon serving for Dow. 23-22. Lucchese lets it go, but it falls on the line. Johnny Hamilton on the hot corner. Calls it in, and no contesting that from the UNB bench. It was clearly in. Malachi Shannon now can put this away. Dow leading 24-22. Pipe ball for Arsenault. Again, one of those balls off the top of his finger. He'd like to have that one again. However, it's a point for UNB. They're now within one again. It's 23 serving 24. Eric Kodrick back to serve for the Reds. Walton handles that easily. And he goes over top of Merriweather and Stewart and puts that one away with authority. It's 25-23 for the Tigers. And we are all now tied up at 1 set apiece. Don't go too far. Coming back with set number 3 from the Richard J. Currie Center in a few moments. Welcome back to the Richard J. Currie Center. You're watching live AUS Men's Volleyball. We're getting ready to start set number 3. The Dal Tigers are in town to take on the host, the UNB Reds. We're all square at 1 set apiece. Best of 5.
Leading off off, set number 3, it will be Dalhousie to serve number 12, Currie Walton.
Jeffrey Walton back to serve to start us off for the Tigers. And that ball crushed there by Stewart.
Brad Stewart, one kill. Now serving for the Reds, number 1, Bradley Merriweather.
Podrick from the right side, big number 7.
Lucchese with the kill. Lucchese now back to serve for the Reds.
Eduardo Lucchese back to serve now for UNB, number 7. UNB now 2, Dal 1. Throws it up, big spinner coming. Handled well by Walton. And a nice choice there by Dowling. Looked like Malachi Shannon. Put a big swing on it. My cousin's bestie, Andrew Arsenault, back to serve. Big serve there by number 4. Handled well by Lucchese. Thomas Vickers crushes it down the line.
Now set Brad Stewart back to serve for the Reds.
Brad Stewart serve to Walton. Big UNB block there. Number 7, Boyd just pushes it through. Greases it off some hands and out of play it goes. That's a Dal point, all tied at 3.
Serving for the Tigers, number 7, Ethan Boyd.
Ethan Boyd gets ready for his serve for the Tigers. Nick Glenn handled that. Merriweather goes back to Vickers. Walton unloads, and he'll score. Good float there by Boyd. Merriweather runs Codrick through the middle, and he rips the cover off it. Thomas Vickers. It all starts with a pass, folks. And Justin Cross had all that one. Easy for Quentin Dowling to run his offense when he gets a pass like that. Doesn't have to move his feet. Quick shoulder check, see where the UNB defenders are. Picks his guy. Malachi Shannon serve hits the tape and gets redirected.
Serving for the Tigers, number 6, Malachi Shannon.
Casey some trouble on reception. Substitution happening now. Casey will come out, number 12.
Number 12, Callum Doherty.
Callum Doherty. Vickers handle that. Out to the wing. It goes to Glynn. Good up there by Hayburn. The libero for UNB. Nick Glynn goes high off hands. Arsenault managed to dig that up though. Oh, cute little shot there by Glynn down the line. Just takes a lot off it and just out of the reach of Boyd, who can't make a play on it. Good pass there by Arsenault. Yeah. Back row attack by Boyd. Well over the line. Another great pass there by Arsenault. UNB defenders can't control it. Merriweather and Kodrick. Ball just kind of sniveled down an arm. Dowling back to serve now for Dal. Well handled there by Doherty. Gives Merriweather some options. He feeds Kodrick through the middle, and they'll score on that. Dal leads by 1. It's 8-7. Early stages of the set number 3. Another good pass by Arsenault. He's got it dialed in now. Big block out there by Stewart and Doherty. 8-all. Kodrick's serve goes into the net. Point for Dal. And Jeffrey Walton will go back to serve for the Tigers.
Counselor number 12, Jeffrey Walton.
Nice pass by Glynn. Merriweather has lots of choices there. He connects with Brad Stewart, who catches the baseline. 9-all. Bradley Merriweather back to the line now for UNB. And that's Boyd out in the wing. Puts that away. Sidhu will go back to serve now for the Tigers. Number 11 in the program. Sidhu serving again for Dal. Merriweather. Vickers just tried to destroy it cross court. A little too sharp, and into the net it goes. Not too happy with himself. Serving for the Tigers as they inch forward ever so slowly. It's 12-9 for the Tigers. Correction, 13-9. And Coach McMorrin will call a timeout at 13-9. We'll be back in a few moments with the continuation of set number 3 from the Richard J. Currie Center. The officials are blowing their whistles with fury here. J.P. Demers and Matt Van Ralte want to go home. Players, please return to your respective courts. Sidhu back to the line for the Tigers. Seems like he's been serving all night. Doherty gives it a spank. The Reds now within 3. It's 10-13, and Doherty will go back to serve. Dowling is a crafty little setter, number 14 for Dow. Always does a little shoulder check. If he gets a good high pass, he's got time to look to see where the UNB defenders are set up, and he'll run his offense accordingly. Free ball coming for UNB. Should be handled well, and it is. When they get a free ball like that, there's not a whole lot you can do to stop it. Merriweather feeding Stewart through the middle. Stewart's having a field day with those. UNB now within 1. 12 serving 13. Arsenault had to volley that one over. Didn't get a good enough set to swing freely. And Serge Arsenault will go back. Sorry, Serge is his father. I'm sorry about that. Andrew Arsenault will go back to serve. He used to play against his father. That's why he was top of mind, I guess. And a big bomb there by Boyd. He's having a great match. Andrew Arsenault back to serve. Callum Doherty, a little bit of trouble. Merriweather saved that one. Free ball coming now for UNB. Should be controlled easily. Merriweather goes back to Vickers, and he makes no mistakes about that one. Puts that away cleanly. Brad Stewart back to serve for UNB, number 16. Nice pass there by Walton. And that will bring us to the technical timeout. Dow 16, UNB 13. We'll be back in a few moments with more live action from the Currie Center. Technical timeout is over and the teams will return. Dow leads 16-13 at the tee.
and it's 2008. I'm trying to paint the picture.
For the Tigers, number 17, the boys. Timeout UNB.
Timeout UNB, 18-13. Sorry for the pause a minute ago. Up here in the broadcast area, had the Dal women's team go by and had to talk to Brett Bolden, who walked by. And then shortly thereafter, Lauren Shashtenka from UNB walked by, and I had to say a quick hello to her, so I had to mute the mic real quick. Quick side note on that, Shashtenka was a walk-on for the UNB tryouts and made the team. And an especially interesting side note on that is when she was given her jersey, it was number 15, which coincidentally or not is the same number her father wore when he played hockey for UNB. Dan Shashtenka wore number 15, and now his daughter is playing on the women's volleyball team and also wearing number 15. So just a cool story all around. Anyway, back to the task at hand here. Dal up 18-13 here in the third. Merriweather goes back to Vickers, who blisters it. And Boyd gets hands on it, but he can't control it, and it goes over to the Dal bench. And out of play, point for UNB.
Couple substitutions coming in for the Reds. Number 8, that's Jacob Harris checking in for number 1, Currie Merriweather.
Jacob Harris checking in now for the first time for UNB. Number 8. And also checking in as number 10 for the first time, Austin Regier. Merriweather is out, as is Bradley Stewart. Austin's first serve. Nice little tip there by Malachi Shannon. He'll score. Dal now getting closer to the ever important 20th point. It seems like when you reach 20, you're at the peak of the mountain. And 25 seems a little easier to manage. And UNB will score. Back in the day in beach, they used to call it the jumbo shrimp. Nick Glynn back to serve now for UNB, number 2. It's 15 serving 19. Walton having a field day out there. Big number 12. And Dowling will go back to serve now for the Tigers. Callum Doherty gets on top of that one. Well hit ball. Kept alive by Dal. Kodrick through the middle. Again, Dal defense. Picking these up. This time Doherty uses the hands of Arsenault and beats it off those mitts. Over by the scorer's table. And that'll get the crowd energized. Kodrick. His jump float handled well by Arsenault. They run the middle, but Seydoux can't put it by big Brad Stewart. He gets his mitts on it. UNB now 17-13. Sorry, 17-20. Where did 13 come into this? Don't mind me, folks. It's been a day. Kodrick throws it up. Arsenault can't handle it. Off his knuckles and out of play. Ace serve for Kodrick. And Coach Dan Oda calls a timeout for the Tigers as he sees his lead dwindling before his very eyes. Dal 20, UNB 18. We'll be back in just a few seconds with more men's volleyball from the Richard J. Currie Center. Welcome back. The timeout is over. The troops are reorganized, and Kodrick will throw it up. Seydoux through the middle, he'll score. Dal now leads 21-18, which brings Walton back to serve for the Tigers, number 12. Callum Doherty, smart play. It looked like he, pushed that against the Dal blockers. Definitely got Arsenault's hands, I'm sure. Although head coach Dan Oda is taking offense to that call. Oh, he's having a laugh over it. He and head coach McMorner are having a chat over it. UNB keeps that alive. It's going to be tight. Stefan Nadeau right there to call that out. Sartaj Seydoux back to serve now for the Tigers. Vickers with a good pass and gets rewarded out in the wing. He unloads and he'll score UNB's 21st point. And so it's 20th point. It's now 20-22. UNB trailing the Tigers by 2. Doherty back to serve for UNB. Walton handles that. Dowling out to Boyd, and they'll score. Arsenault back to serve now for the Tigers, number 4. 23, Dal, 20, UNB. Nick Glynn handled that well. Through the middle they go to Stewart. Merriweather and Stewart having no trouble clicking tonight. Boyd's having a great night out in the wing. Another kill for him. He'll go back to serve for the Tigers, but not before a substitution. Quentin Dowling, number 14, will go out, and in to block for him, number 2. Craig Thurketson, 6'4" setter from Aurora, Ontario. Gives him a little bit more size at the net. Pass there by Hayburn. Nick Glynn with that roll shot over his right shoulder, almost over top of his head.
substitution for the Tigers. Checking back in, number 14, Dalhousie. Number 2.
Thurkinson will go back out, and Dowling will come in to run the offense for the Tigers. UNB 21, Dow 24. UNB cannot afford any mistakes here. They got to keep it clean. Correction on the scoreboard. It's 22 UNB, 24 Dow. UNB trailing by 2. Thomas Vickers back to serve for the Reds. Arsenault to Dowling, runs the middle, and he'll find Malachi Shannon. And Dow will take that 25-22. Dow now leads 2-1 in sets. As we head into the fourth, I hope you'll stay with us. Could be a long evening, but it's well worth the money, folks. The fourth set coming up. Back in a few minutes. Welcome back to the Richard J. Currie Center for the start of set number 4. Preseason exhibition men's volleyball. The UNB Reds hosting the guests from Halifax, the Dal Tigers in white. If you're just joining us, the Tigers are now leading 2-1. Set scores, UNB took the first one 25-15. Then it was 25-23 in set number 2 for Dal and 25-22 in set number 3 also for Dal. UNB out to a quick 1-0 lead here. Bradley Merriweather serving into the net. 1-1. Jeffrey Walton back to serve now for Dal. Miss hit there by Seydoux on the overbump. Hits it long and wide. Lucky break for the Reds. Eduardo Lucchese throws it up. And into the little black square as it goes. And we're all even at 2.
Serving now for Dalhousie, number 11, Sartaj Seydoux.
Sartaj Seydoux back to serve for the Tigers now, number 11. Lucchese to Merriweather, to Vickers, to a couple of Dal blockers who shut that attack down. Merriweather connects with Stewart, but this time it goes long. Lines official Nadeau calls it out. Lucchese has trouble handling that one. Somehow Nick Glynn gets the job done. Just can't be handled by Walton. Three-4 is the score now as Stewart, the captain, goes back to serve. Mr. Boyd having a night out there, number 7. Dal leads 5-3. Andrew Arsenault now back to serve for the mighty Tigers. Lucchese with a big bomb. Catches Cross in the chest. But what a dig that was. You do whatever it takes. He sent that back over to the UNB side, and UNB got shut down at the net. Play of the game right there, number 13, Justin Cross. The lib for the Tigers. Arsenault still serving. Dal leading 6-3. Nick Glynn handled that well. Merriweather rewards him. He drifts it down the line, Glynn does. He's having a heck of a night out there himself. Big block on the UNB side, but they can't control it. Gets redirected out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Tigers. Nice pass there by Hayburn. Merriweather goes back to Thomas Vickers. Now it's Glynn on the outside. Great play there by number 12. Jeffrey Walton handled that first ball and then had to get himself way outside. He was a little bit off balance, shoved it into UNB blocker's hands and out of play for the point. Crafty play. Boyd with the serve. Hayward has a little bit of trouble, forces Merriweather out of the pocket, but he connects with Vickers, who scores. And Glynn will go back to serve. Now we have a, it's the first time I've seen this anyway, maybe not paying attention, but we have a libero switch over there. It's Austin Ross comes into the game for Heyburn. Arsenault to Dowling, outside to Walton. Ross gets to handle the ball, the lib for UNB. Little shoulder check there by Dowling. Codrick gets credit for a big block at the net. UNB now within 2, it's 6-8. Oh, nice save that time by Dowling. It was tight to the net. He goes back row to Ethan Boyd. Malachi Shannon now back to serve for the Tigers. Nice pass there by Lucchese. Dowling gives chase. Had to run the whole width of the court and get himself back over into position. Walton beats it into the hands of Merriweather and Codrick. I think Merriweather's going to get the sole credit for it. Nice block there by the setter, number 1. And Codrick will back to serve now for UNB. UNB trailing now by 2. It's 7 serving 9. Pass by Arsenault. Dowling to Boyd. We've heard that connection a lot this evening. Really clicking there for the Tigers.
Serving for Dalhousie is number 14, Clinton Dowling.
Lucchese handles that. And he makes no mistakes out there on the side. Lays a beating on that one. UNB still trailing by 2. Just can't seem to close that gap any tighter. Arsenault to Dowling, back to Arsenault, and he'll score. Jeffrey Walton back to serve for Dalhousie University. Merriweather goes way back to Lucchese. Arsenault can't handle it, and it ricochets off the subway sign over by the Dal bench. Nine serving 11. Lucchese. He's got a big spinner. Takes his big breath, throws it up. Takes a little bit off of it. Usually takes him about 3 or 4. Nice spot there by Sartaj Seydoux. And he'll score for the Tigers. Just took that one cross body. Took a little bit of heat off of it. And he'll go back to serve now for Dal. But it does not go over, so it's a point for the Reds. Ooh, again, trail by 2. Brad Stewart now serving, 10 serving 12. Arsenault volleys that one low. Somehow Boyd gets it done. Down through the block of UNB. Arsenault back to serve for the Tigers. Takes his time. And R2, JP Demers, calls UNB out of rotation. The guys still don't know where the air is happening. Play resumes. Arsenault's serve touches the top of the tape, continues on. Lucchese. Oh, and a rare ball handling gaff by Dowling that rarely happens, but it gets the home crowd into it.
Now serving for the Reds, 4:15, Thomas Vickers.
Problem, Dowling will shake that off. Dow leads by 3. Vickers back the line for the Reds. Good take there by the lib from Dow. Merriweather forces the outside. And Nick Glynn will score off a couple of Dow hands. Pass it by Arsenault, a little bit tight. Dowling had to demonstrate his athletic ability to save that one, and he does neatly. And Dow will score. They lead by 3 now. It's 15-12. UNB needs to not only stop the bleeding, they need to find a pull ahead here. They trail in sets, 2-1. Dow takes this one. It's an early bedtime for both teams. That brings us to the technical timeout. Dow leads 16-12 over UNB, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And the big buzzer goes to signal the end of the timeout. Ethan Boyd will start us off here for the Tigers. They lead by 4 at 16-12. Nick Glynn, soft roll shot picked up by Boyd. And Walton beats that off. 6 UNB hands camped out at the net. Straight down. Nick Glynn back to serve for UNB, number 2. Out of rotation station here at the Currie Center. JP Demers picking up on everything. This time it's the Dow players who are out of order and need to get their affairs in order. Looks like they're equally confused in terms of where they should be standing, but they've got it sorted out. UNB now within 2. Good pass there by Arsenault. Walton one-on-one with Merriweather, and Walton will win that battle. Lucchese struggled on that reception. Seydoux goes cross body, but too far. Goes sails wide. That's an easy point for UNB. They still trail by 2 though. Dal up 17-15. Getting on the later stages here of set number 4. Walton handles that Kodrick offering. Tips over the block. And Lucchese takes a little off it, goes down the line for an easy score. UNB now only within 1 for the first time in a long time. And Dal coach Dan Oda wants to stop this newfound momentum from the UNB players. So we'll take a pause here. Dal leads 17-16 here in the 4th set. You're watching live AUS men's volleyball preseason play. UNB hosting the Dal Tigers. And I guess you're watching it on YouTube Live, which I understand is a new offering here for AUS and U Sports. So I'm glad you were able to find the right link and tune in. Getting ready to start here again. That's Eric Kodrick, number 11 for UNB. Service ace there. Confusion amongst Arsenault and Walton. Both players stepped away from it. Unclear as to whose ball that was. It belongs to someone, and they need to figure it out fast, because Kodrick serves again. We're all tied up at 17. Arsenault steps in and handles it. Good effort there by Kodrick to make a play on that, but it sails wide. So setter Quentin Dowling will go back to serve for the Tigers. His squad leads by 1, 18-17. Sends over a softie. Merriweather with a pokey that catches the line. Smart play by Merriweather. And Merriweather will go back to serve for UNB. We're all tied at 18. Nice pass by Cross. Walton stopped. He'll get ready to reload. There he goes. This time he hits it a little higher. Off UNB hands and out of play. And he'll go back to serve. His squad now leading by 1, 19-18. Nick Glynn forces Merriweather to get out of pocket. Chase that down. Smart hit there by... I'm losing my words. Thomas Vickers, number 15. Hits that off Dal hands and out of play. Callum Doherty subbed in, number 12. He'll go back to serve in place of number 7, Eduardo Lucchese, who will take a breather. Doherty's got a nasty jump float. Takes a big run on, lots of momentum behind it. Cross sets Boyd, who's met with a triple and then a double. He'll score through the double.
Substitution for Dalhousie Tigers will be number 19, Dan Pettipaw.
Number 19, Dan Pettipaw being subbed in for Dal Tigers, and out will go number 11, Sartaj Seydoux. Pettipaw will serve. No pressure here for the youngster. Serving at 20-19, 4th set. Does a great job though. Glynn handles it to Merriweather, to Vickers, popped up. Kept alive. There goes Nick Glynn's little roll shot down the line. That's a scrambling at the net. Two-touch call there by Matt Van Ralte on UNB player. And Pettipaw back to serve real quick. Hustling over to get that ball. He's precariously close to that line when he makes contact. That's going to be a tight ball for Dowling to save, but he does. And an easy score, though, for Stewart, who just places it over on the line side of the court. UNB trails by 1. 20-21, Stewart serve. Walton handles that. Dowling, good battle there. Forces the middle. And a little redirect there by Malachi. Arsenault to serve for the Tigers at 22-20. What a bomb by Kodrick. Man, oh man, I'd like to see that again. Uncontested at the net. Nice pick by Merriweather to feed the big man in the middle. I think the Currie Center is still shaking. Arsenault giving a little bit of trouble there on that serve. And the momentum has clearly shifted now toward the UNB side. Boyd with a hitting error. And we're all tied up, 22 apiece. The crowd's starting to get into it here. They sense the momentum shifting as well, getting behind the home team. Vickers, the good serve. Good up there by Nick Lynn. Dal runs middle. The net's still shaking. I'm not sure what hit it. Ethan Boyd back to serve for his squad. They lead by 1, 23-22 Tigers. Takes a big breather, throws it up. And he's close to the line as well. Merriweather with some options there. Glynn rolls. Arsenault picks it up. Downing. What a nice little play there. Downing finds Malachi Shannon, who essentially dunked that over the middle blocker for UNB.
Substitution for Dalhousie, checking in will be number 2, Craig Thurkelson. For number 14, Quentin Dowling.
Craig Thurkelson coming back in for Dal, number 2. And Quentin Dowling will take a breather. And UNB calls a timeout at the same time. Dal leads 24-22. The only way to find out what's going to happen next is don't shut off your laptop, phones, smart pads, iPads, whatever you want to call them. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of set number 4. Dal leads 24-22, and they lead in set scores 2-1. Before we end, I should also say that these two teams play again tomorrow at noon, 12 o'clock. So join us for that. And the women will play tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. UNB women will be hosting the St. Mary's Huskies in the East Coast Classic. Ethan Boyd back to serve for Dal. 24-22. Merriweather, it's tight to the net. Setter dump. He'll score his first score of the evening. Nobody expected that, except maybe for his father, who's watching from the stands here. Daron likely has a patent on that move. Lucchese's back in. Doherty goes out for UNB. 12 being replaced by 7. Nick Glenn will serve. Dow with a chance to end it here on the attack. Picked up by UNB though. Lucchese will unload, and he'll find the court. A big score for the big man, and we're all tied up here at 24. And the crowd goes wild at the Currie Center. Nick Glenn, number 2, back to serve for the Reds. And it's a good one. Arsenault handles it. They run the middle, but Lucchese's there to shut her down. And the crowd goes wild again. 25-24, UNB's first lead of the set. And Coach Dan Oda says, let's take a breather, boys. We say it often, volleyball is a game of momentum, and it has certainly shifted here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. You can feel it in the building. The momentum is being owned by the Reds. The Tigers have their proverbial tails between their legs at the moment. Nick Glenn back to serve for the Reds. They lead 25-24. Set point. Broken play. UNB's ball now to transition. Lucchese tips the position 2. Picked up though. And Walton will score. He beats it off some hands. And just like that, we're tied up again. 25 all. Malachi Shannon serving now for the Tigers. He's got a great serve, but Nick Glenn handled it well. Beautiful ball by Lucchese. Fed perfectly by Merriweather. Served it on a platter, and the big boy put it away. Kodrick now with a chance to put this away. It's 26-25. UNB leads. Arsenault handles it well. Big block by Merriweather, and Stewart gets called for over the net. He's going to go talk to Van Raalte about that. Everybody in the gym, including the Tigers, thought that was the ball game. But it's not. We're tied up, 26 apiece. Quentin Dowling back to serve for the Tigers. Merriweather, Lucchese, one-on-one on the outside. Great pickup there by the Lib. Cross for Dow. Lucchese again unloads. Cross can't handle that one though. Lucchese is upset in a positive way. Let's see a little bit of chirping going on.
Feel like you paid the refs off and we fix the game. We know well, been in it before, Twitter names. Been on the move like the Lisa's up.
27-26. Merriweather back to serve for the Reds. And it's a good one. Cross handles it. Dowling goes back to Walton. Walton beats it off a couple of UNB blockers. They can't make a play on it. Walton will serve now. 27 all. Nick Glenn, Merriweather feeds Stewart in the middle. He'll score. Smart choice there by the UNB setter. They've been connecting all night. Pretty dangerous though if you're Dow. If you zone in too much on Stewart, you're going to leave Glenn and Vickers unattended. Into the net it goes for Eduardo Lucchese's serve attempt. And we're tied up again, 28. Sartaj Seydoux serves for the Tigers. Miscommunication here. Nick Lynn hits that one off balance. And Ethan Boyd is there to gobble it up. Dan McMorrin calls a timeout. Dal now leading 29-28. It's a barn burner, folks. Timeout is over. We're getting ready to resume play here in this thriller fourth set. Dal leads now 29-28. Number 11 back to serve for the Tigers, Sartaj Seydoux. Merriweather goes back over his head to a waiting Bradley Stewart, who crushes it to tie it up at 29. Stewart now, the captain. Cross handles it. And into the antenna it goes. Boyd couldn't handle it. Stewart now with a chance to end it. UNB 30. Dal 29. It's a freebie for Dal. 30-30. Yes, folks, the games go to 25, but you have to win by 2. And now we're tied at 30. Arsenal back to serve for the Tigers. Nick Lynn to Merriweather, shoves it back to Vickers, beats it off of hands and out of play. Smart hit there to use those hands. And UNB again with the lead. It's 30-31. Another free point for Dal with another serving error. 31-31. Ethan Boyd will serve now for the Tigers. Nick Lynn to Merriweather, feeds the middle. Kodrick will score. Really connecting in the middle there. Merriweather and Kodrick, Merriweather and Stewart. All night long, that window's been open. Nick Lynn will serve for UNB, 32-31. Dal runs middle, picked up by UNB though. Merriweather runs middle. Kodrick tries to cut it too tight. Straight down the net. Point for Dal.
Now serving number 6, Malachi Shannon.
Malachi Shannon serving for Dal. Merriweather goes to Lucchese, who tips it out. Dal now leading 33-32. These numbers don't even roll off the tongue. Games aren't supposed to last this long, folks. 33-32 for Dal. Glenn to Merriweather. Lucchese out in the wing. Picked up by Dal, scrambling now. Give me free ball. UNB should be running a... Lucchese goes cross, and he'll score. 33-33. And Kodrick now serving for UNB. Gives Walton some trouble. UNB now free ball. That's tight. Merriweather. Lucchese gets up and he puts it away. (34-33). Kodrick still serving for UNB, number 11, 34-33. Walton. Great pass, he gets rewarded. He puts it away, 34s. Lucchese shoves that into blocks, picked up by UNB defenders. Lucchese again on the wing, buries it back at the baseline, and Boyd can't pick it up. UNB again leads by 1. It's 35-34. It's almost like another game within the game, folks. Merriweather back to serve. Cross picks it up. Out to Arsenault. He finds a set of hands. He'll score off them. All square at 35s. Insane in the membrane. Walton will go back to serve. Nick Len to Merriweather. They run the middle again. He connects with Stewart. He'll score. That combo has been working all night long. The crowd is being treated to a gem here this evening. Hope you're enjoying it at home as well. Eduardo Lucchese back to serve for the Reds, number 7. 36-35. Opts for his float this time. And that's the ball game, folks. Walton hits that back row ball into the net. 37-35 is the score. We're all tied up. At 2 apiece. Going to take a breather. We'll be back for the deciding 5th set in just a moment. Welcome back to the Richard J. Currie Center, live AUS men's volleyball action. The host, the UNB Reds, and the guests, the Dal Tigers. Being treated to a marathon here. We are heading into set number 5. It's 2 apiece. That last set was just about an hour long. The set score was 37-35 in favor for the Reds, who fought their way back the whole time. It was a thriller, let me tell you. Merriweather goes back to serve. It's 1-0 Reds. Not sure how they can keep this pace, folks, but it's thrilling for sure. Ethan Boyd back to serve for the Tigers. Number 7. We're all square at 1. The 5th and deciding set. Overbumped by UNB, picked up by Arsenault. Dal runs it outside, and it's off UNB hands and down to the floor. Glenn to Merriweather. They connect in the middle again with Stewart. Kept alive this time by Dal. Merriweather has to play that with his hands. Stewart to Lucchese, who blisters it way out the back. It's 3-1 Dal. The crowd has gone quiet. Maybe everyone's tired, but you can certainly feel the momentum has shifted again. The Dal side of the court. Just like that, a service error, and the crowd's back into it. Beating on pots and pans, whatever they could find in their dorm rooms, I guess. Making all kinds of racket here at the Currie Center. Lucchese to serve now. UNB trailing by 1. It's 2-3. And a big block by Stewart. Captain Stewie, they call him. Shuts down Seydoux in the middle. Little one-on-one action. And we're all tied up at 3. See what Lucchese does here. He still goes with his float. A little more predictable than his big spinner. Merriweather picks that up. Vickers unloads. Continuation. Stewart back to Vickers again. High off hands, kept alive. Low pipe ball. Merriweather has to handle it again. Nick Glynn. Continuation again off Arsenault's hands and back to the subway sign. And out of play. UNB now leads by 1. So the 5th goes to 15, folks. Big supporter Ken Burns sitting at home watching now from the comforts of his lazy boy chair. That'd be Kristen Burns' father. Kristen is the captain for the UNB women's team. Nice to have the support online. Ken, thank you very much, buddy. We're all square here at 4. Seydoux will go back to serve now for the Tigers, number 11. Well handled by the UNB Lib. Merriweather goes behind him to Stewart, and he'll score. And that'll send Stewart back to the line to serve as well. Walton unloads so much there was a recoil action. He fell to the floor. Back to the Richard J. Currie center wording on the floor. 5-all. Arsenault back to serve for the Tigers, number 4. Merriweather's pipe ball to Lucchese will score. It hits the net and slowed it down, caught the Tigers off balance a little bit. Dal runs middle, but stopped by Kodrick. Kept alive. Merriweather goes to Glynn, and he'll beat it off a set of hands.
Back to serve for the Reds. Dalhousie.
UNB stretches this out to a 2-point lead. Doesn't seem like much, but it's been nip and tuck the whole way, so it's actually fairly sizable, especially in the 5th set that goes to 15. 7-5, UNB leading Dal. Timeout called by Coach Dan Oda of the Tigers. Vickers back to serve for UNB, number 15. Arsenal handles that. Dowling sends it across the net to Walton, who tried to shove it down the line, and it's out of bounds. And he's rather displeased with himself. UNB now leading by 3 in this thrilling 5-setter. Thomas Vickers. His float. Handled by Cross. Over bump and a joust of the net. Won by the Dal defender.
Serving for the Tigers will be number 12. It's Jeffrey Wall.
UNB now with a chance to score on attack. Walton will serve. Merriweather forces the middle. Crafty push there to Kodrick. Great force there. Coach McLaurin's pleased with what he's seeing. A great set by Merriweather. Fire that right in the mitts. Nick Glynn will now serve. UNB now leading 9-6. Trouble by Walton. Arsenal picks it up. Free ball coming now. Merriweather out to Lucchese, who gets called on the net. Little apologies there. Not sure what Lucchese's apologizing for, but classy nonetheless. I'm sorry I can't even talk, folks. It's getting on. Oh, the old untied shoe trick to slow things down. Well done, Walton. Malachi Shannon getting ready to serve now, number 6 for Dal. It's 7 serving 9. Merriweather to Lucchese, he buries it. And Boyd was there, camped out. Into his hands and out of play. Eric Kodrick now to serve. Dowling. It finds number 7, Ethan Boyd, who will score.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 14,
UNB in a pretty good position here. Pretty happy to trade points like this with Dal. They've got a 2-point advantage. Keep trading them till they hit 15. Merriweather goes back to Lucchese, who makes no mistake on that one. Using Seydoux and Arsenault as big arms to redirect that shot. 11-8 now, UNB leads. Merriweather will go back to serve. Arsenault's pass a little low. Seydoux, he connect well with Dowling in the middle, and he'll score. Boyd's offering handled well there by Nick Glynn. Merriweather connects with Stewart. And now UNB leads 12-9. Lucchese will opt again to go with his float serve. Walton unloads outside. Kept alive by UNB. Glynn opts to let her rip. Boyd picks that up. Dowling finds Seydoux in the middle. Merriweather's forced to handle that one. And Vickers doing a job out there banging away. Merriweather, little back set back to Vickers again. Dowling kept it alive. Good scramble here. Walton bumps it over. UNB transitions here. Pipe ball to Lucchese. Drills Dowling, kept alive. Cross. And Boyd. Stewart with a ball! Great action here for both sides. What a match, what a match, what a match. Dan Oda, timeout Tigers. UNB leads 13-9. Unbelievable. What a match. 13-9. Cooler heads will prevail. That is for sure. The difficult thing for both teams is to not seize up. I mean, the stakes are high. There's a lot of pressure for both of them for sure. You can't play too timid, but you can't be too reckless. You got to flirt with that dangerous line, if you will, and continue to throw it at the opposition. Not be too tense on defense. Got my book of cliches here. What else can I throw at you? Anyway, Lucchese's getting ready here, taking a big breather, number 7, as Dal makes her way back onto the court in this thrilling 5th set. Eduardo Lucchese. Float. Handled by Boyd. They go outside to number 12, Jeffrey Walton, who crushes it. And he'll score. Dal 10, UNB 13. UNB's in a pretty good spot if you're into the trading points game. Dal can't afford any mistakes. They have to play error-free ball from here on out. Back in to serve now for the Dal Tigers is number 19, Dan Pettipaw. We saw him in set number 4. Did a great job in the same role. He's got a great jump float. He flirts with that baseline though, so Stefan Nadeau's watching him. Matt Van Raalte gives the all clear. Nick Glynn, good pass, gets rewarded. And he scores. UNB now with a chance to put it away. 14-10, the Reds lead the Tigers. Captain Cool goes back to serve. Brad Stewart, number 16. The gym goes quiet. Stewart with a serve. Walton handles it. They run the middle. Malachi Shannon will score. Great pick there that time by setter Quentin Dowling. Find his middle player waiting. Arsenal will serve for the Tigers. UNB a chance to win on attack. Glynn to Merriweather. He feeds the middle. He finds Kodrick. And Kodrick puts it away for the 15th point, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the ball game. 15-11 in a thrilling fifth setter. A 3-2 win by the UNB Reds showed a lot of character and gave the fans their money's worth here tonight, that is for sure. It's 10:40 and we're signing off. We're back here tomorrow. UNB, these same two teams play at noon tomorrow. Join us at the Currie Center, join us online, and UNB women will play the St. Mary's Huskies tomorrow at 2 o'clock, so join us there as well. Have a great night, get some sleep, you've earned it.